We're going live. In theory. Come here. Come here, Instagram. There we go. I saw it.
Here we are.
There we are. We possibly made it. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm kind of behind.
I know. I'll stand over here. I'm taller. You can have the spotlight.
Is this my little spot here, my little aisle?
Don't worry, we'll go through it and we'll move all this stuff out of the way so they can see you perfectly.
Oh, but there's great fabric to look at in a little bit.
There is.
I won't rush it.
Right.
I like to rush things. I get excited. I want to do these things.
Yeah, you and me both. All right.
But
Where are
Jeff
we
has
at?
cool stuff here today.
I do. So let's see. Okay, good. We are live because I see. Good morning, Janice. Happy Labor Day, you guys. Hey, Tony. Tony, did I do everything right? Can you hear us? Maybe check Instagram for me. I might not finding us on Facebook.
No Facebook.
Well, we're on Facebook. I just can't see it for. There we go.
Hi, Debbie.
Okay.
Hi, Louise.
And I can hear us. Wonderful. Yeah. All right, Louise, Debbie.
Well,
all
we're
right. Good.
excited because Josh is back, but Tony's not here. Well, Tony's online, but she's not here.
Yeah.
So maybe next week,
All three of us
we'll get it back together.
Maybe. Let's see. What's next week? And good morning, Mom. Jill Spirit Wind on Instagram.
What a neat name.
I love it. All right. Looks and sounds good. Fantastic. I got the approval from Tony.
All right. Producers giving her okay.
Giving the okay. That's right. All right. Let's see. We got a handful of people on. We'll babble just for a moment and let some more people jump on. Good morning, Linda. Yeah. So I'll just kind of talk just for a moment for those that haven't seen me or haven't been in the shop and we haven't had a chance to chat. And you just asked me. St. Louis was awesome. It was Baby Lock Tech 2024. As always, was inspiring and fun and tiring. Not physically as much as mentally for me. Maria might say the other way around. I don't know, but good morning, Nancy.
And Josh was just saying that that it inspires him, and now he's got all these ideas that he wants to incorporate. So I'm excited about some of the new things that may happen, that may come along.
It's true.
And we won't tell you.
No, I'm not going to tell you. Those that know me know that when I get something in my head or someone gives me a good idea, I'm like, okay, let's do it now. Like, I don't want to wait. What are we waiting for? So that's frustrating for me. But because I got so many good ideas, it's like I want to do them all right now, but it's just not possible. And same way when we added Janome, it was strategic. We want to make sure that we do things right so that we can do things well and then add them when the timing is right. And that's not my strong suit, but I'm working on it.
All things in good time.
That's right. All right. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Tris. Good morning, Christy. All right. I think we can rock.
Okay.
Well, let me look at my sticky note. I got all this stuff, and I could just go all willy-nilly. So happy Labor Day, it says.
Okay.
Sorry, Maria, Christy, and surprise, but we have a Labor Day sale today.
Amazing.
A last minute, they were like, do we do a Labor Day sale? And so we've had so much going on that honestly, we hadn't really planned on it. But why not? We're here. We are open regular hours. I should start with that. And we're doing a 20% off of panels, patterns, kids or baby fabric, whatever you want to call it, and novelty fabric today.
Okay.
So if you've got something you've been
What was
looking
the
for,
other?
panels, patterns.
Patterns.
I wish they all start with P. That'd be way cooler.
That would be really
cool. I know. Panels, patterns, novelty, and kids, we'll say.
TPNK.
There you go. That's good. Does that spell anything fun?
No.
Darn it. Good morning, Kathy.
Panels.
Good morning, Denise. Can't believe you're there. It's Labor Day. Well, hello. It's retail. We're always here.
That's right.
And usually, that's why I said usually Labor Day is like a big shopping day for retail stores, Labor Day sales. But we've had so much going on that we didn't really plan ahead. But why not? Why not? So if you are, well, I know you're not working today, so you got no excuse. Come in and see us.
Yeah.
But while you're here, you can take advantage of the Labor Day sale. And then also, I want to say we had 2 days of the Baby Lock event. It went so well. It was great. I am not usually a teacher. So I was one of three. Carrie and Tony were at a station, and then I was at a station. And honestly, it was great, especially day 2, because Tony took the mic and played the MC, where day 1 was still great, I feel like. But you know me, I just tend to blah, 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 blah.
No, not you.
And she's like, all right, focus, dude. We've got something. Yeah. So, but everybody, everybody got finished with we had 3 projects. So everybody got finished with them. And I think that everybody hopefully learned something and had a good time. So super successful. Absolutely loved it. So thank you to those that came. And for those that weren't able to come, but want to get more excited about embroidery, we've got more stuff planned. We'll do it again for sure.
Good.
And for sergers, which I'm going to talk about this in a minute. We're going to try to do the same thing with sergers. I'll let Tony say when. Okay. At some point.
She's the all-knowing.
When it comes to classes, absolutely. Good morning, Joyce. Good morning, Cassie. Cassie, how's your carpet? Nice and fresh and clean. She just got a new vacuum.
Oh, okay. Are we branching out into carpets now?
No, we'll not be cleaning carpets personally. Every once in a while, I get to help somebody with a vacuum, though. Okay, Embrace Embroidery event was fantastic. So again, thank you everybody that came. If anybody did come and they have questions or feel like maybe that we didn't answer all of your questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You know how to get a hold of us. We are more than happy to sit down with any of you at any point in time. And just FYI, there are a few machines left that we had at the embroidery event for a super duper sale that are still around. And I think I'm going to keep them on sale until the end of this week.
Okay.
So if anybody's in the market for an embroidery machine, or if anybody went to the embroidery event and didn't pull the trigger, you had to sleep on it, perfectly understandable.
Still there.
Give me a call. I'll still hook you up.
And I got to tell you, I love my embroidery machine. I don't use it very much, but I love it. It works really well.
You should. It's the best embroidery only machine on the planet.
On the planet. Wow.
And I stand by that.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good morning, Finn. Finn, you were there. I hope you enjoyed it. We started off talking, and a few people were brand new to embroidery, and I was like kind of watching, making sure I didn't see any brains like seeping out of their ears, because that was a lot of information, but we had fun. All right, what's next? Quilt Fest. Oh, Quilt Fest. So excited. Are you? I'm excited. Yeah, I'm thrilled. So Quilt Fest is happening soon. I don't know if there's a glare. There you go. September 19th through the 21st, Jacksonville. It's going to be a blast. I have a really good feeling that this is going to be and even the past 2 years for us were fantastic, but I think it's going to be a much better show all around, just for the sake of ease of getting in, especially if you buy your tickets early, which we have in the shop. A lot of the local shops have those. Free parking. There's more vendors. There's more art quilts. So for me, I'm excited.
It should be an exciting time.
I know. I'm excited. So even if you don't have like a shopping list, you should just go for the quilts. I mean, that's what it's about. Supporting the artist and honestly getting inspired.
I think so. My mom, when I was young, my mom and I every Sunday would go to church, and then we would go to, we lived in Washington, D.C., so there was a plethora of art galleries. Nice. So we were constantly going to art galleries and going to the shows, the quilt shows. It's like going to art galleries.
Totally.
They're just beautiful works of art.
And a lot of times you'll actually get to meet the artist, which is cool because, and that's always neat, especially if you're just curious about their
process.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
What motivated you? Why did you, but art is so subjective that's what I love about it. Somebody can look at something and go, not for me. And then I'll look at it and go, this is the best one, so it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Quilt Fest countdown. That's right. So Quilt Fest is soon. You can get your tickets early, and I highly recommend you do so. All right, let's do a cash pay. Yes, you can move that so they can see you. Here, I'll just move it over here. We don't want to cover up the pretty fabric.
Oh, that's right. So cool.
Let's go ahead and do this because I always forget. I even brought the pig over so I didn't forget. People are like, why do you have this cute little pig?
Good job.
Hey. And it's, technically the first opportunity of the month. So we're doing well. Starting the month off strong.
That's right. Somebody's going to get.
Yeah, that's right. Uh-oh, Sam's on.
Oh, she's waiting.
Watch out, guys. So just in case you have no idea what I'm talking about and why I'm holding this pig, here at Cut Up and Sew, we have the cash pig at both of our registers. So anytime that you pay with cash, you get your name and the pig on one of these little tickets, and we do a drawing at the beginning of every month for a gift card, $25 gift card. So we're going to do a drawing for last month's cash pig winner. I'm going to let you draw.
All right.
Because you're not in there, right?
Probably not. But I'm not sure.
Oh, boy. And there's a good amount of tickets, too.
Yes, there are. I feel like I should pick more than one. Janice.
Janice. Is that Janice?
I don't know.
Gotta be. I don't know your phone number by heart, but Janice, you won.
If you said just the previous.
There's no last name. Yeah, I can say it starts with 706.
All right.
Area code.
So if you're 706, let us know.
Hold on, let's see if
You got a great is it card?
gift card. Yeah. Free money. Congratulations, Janice. Is it Janice? Janice, is that your number? I assume. I don't think I know another Janice. We got a lot of Joanns, a lot of Barbaras. Do we only have one Janice?
No, there's got to be more.
I didn't want to assume it is you. Fantastic. We just talked about how you had never won.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome. So all you have to do is bring me a big old wad of cash and you win. Congratulations. That's awesome. Too fun. All right. What's next on the list? It says applaud.
we hope that you are applauding also.
That's right. Applaud for Janice. This is the applaud. So one of the big things at Baby Lock Tech was the Radiance, and which is the new top of the line embroidery quilting sewing machine, and it is awesome.
How big's the heart?
14.1 inches.
Great.
I mean, we're getting like long arm territory. I say that all the time, but truthfully, that's big.
I think when the Berninas came out with their 12-inch, they were calling that a mid arm.
Yeah,
and
right.
So the 14 inches, that's
a mid arm. That's huge. But it does so many things. Stitch regulator. I'm not going to make this a spiel about that because you guys have heard about it. It was incredible, but we were expecting that. You know, we went there to look for it. That was what everybody was going to see, and they had it covered, all sneaky. But it was great. Then we went to dinner, and they did this. They had a machine up on the stage, and it was covered up, and they did a whole countdown unveiling. And it was the applaud. And I'm like, everybody's so excited. I don't know what's going, you know, because I don't use cover stitch machines when I sew. That's not the type of sewing I do. But as we were there for the 4 days or whatever it was, and Maria got to take classes on this.
Oh, did she?
I started understanding why. And part of the reason, actually, Maria made this little sample. Now, if you've used cover stitch machines, then this will make more sense to you than those who haven't. This is a 6-thread cover stitch machine, but it has a patented feature called a, as Maria says, windshield wiper. Huh? It's a wiper mechanism. And I'll show you. We're not really set up to zoom in and all that stuff, but I'll show you afterwards.
Okay.
And we do have this set up in the store. The nice thing about this is they're in stock. So we've already sold some. So you guys can come in and see this and get you one like now, which is awesome. The Radiance, we're having to wait.
They can take it home, or you can order it.
Well, we have some coming in anyway, but we can order it just like any other time. If it's in stock, we can order it and it'll come within, a few days. The Radiance, the reason I say that's because the Radiance, you're still pre-ordering it. So those aren't ready to be shipped yet. These are. You can't have this one because we want one in store. But anyway, is that just not a cool stitch? And so because of this foot, this patent and technology, this foot, you're able to do all these decorative stitches that you've never been able to do before. So if you're just curious, come in and just see it. We'll let you play on it. That's what I'm going to have to do so I can actually learn more about it. I'm kind of like you. I'm like, okay, when would I use that?
Yeah.
And truthfully, in the kind of weird art things that I do, it could be really cool with some decorative backgrounds. But again, I'm just going to have to play. So
yeah. I can see you using this sort of thing.
Totally. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Dot. Good morning, Barbara. All right. Good morning, Anne. All right. So I'm excited for this. And I know a lot of people are because, again, people literally came in the day that we said, we got them. They will probably sell out pretty quick, but I have a feeling this is such a big deal for Baby Lock because sergers are where they started. They've planned ahead. And you can do super thick. This is like a 8 weight.
Wow.
So yeah,
is that any of this?
That's what this is. Look at that. It's like a 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm excited about the Applaud, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like. Has a little magnet thing up here because if you can tell from the camera, I don't know, it's got 3 needles in it. Well, you don't have to use all 3, but so you don't lose your needle, you got a spot there. It's got a speed control, needle up and down. And again, all these things are brand new for a cover stitch machine. So for those of you that have the Euphoria or any other cover stitch machine, you'll understand that that's a big deal for this. And she's pretty.
Really?
So I can't wait to play on her. But she's in. Do I need to move her over?
Yeah,
okay. I'll just scoot it a little bit. There we go. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Normally Tony keeps us on track. And we can see. I think we're doing all right. And we'll save some time at the end for a Q&A, just so we don't miss any questions if you guys have anything. Okay. What's next on the list? Applaud, it says. Radiance. The only other thing that I'll say about the Radiance is the limited editions are all sold out, but you can order the regular one, the one that's going to be released after the limited editions. You can pre-order those still now. So just call if you have any questions on that. Then it says fabric.
Fabric. So here we are.
Let's get this fabric out of your way. All right. So we've got a lot of fabric that's been coming in.
Can we just do it by where it is in the pile?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you have to do that. My arms are pretty long, so I think we're okay.
I was going to take it away.
Oh, you're going to take it away?
Well, isn't that pretty, those flowers in the bottom?
This is pretty. This is a Hoffman line that is soft and elegant, and I'm a sucker for purple, so this is a nice border print. This is my second favorite, so hopefully the camera is going to pick this up. But look,
oh wow,
is that not incredible? It looks like hand embroidery, doesn't it?
It does.
Is that not awesome?
You're right. It looks like hand embroidery.
It's such a cool print. Yeah. The camera might pick this one up better. Here's a darker background version. Oh yeah, I think you can see it better at home from that one. Look at that. Holy cow.
So now, is this supposed to be a complementary print to the first one that you showed?
So everything that I'm showing you right now is part of the same collection. Yeah, part of the same line. Ooh, I haven't even really looked at these. Oh, and then this is the last one they got with the line, but just big floral prints that are just so pretty.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
I know, right? Tony says I'm keeping on topic.
Congratulations.
Don't act so surprised.
I think that's a compliment.
It was a compliment. A little bit of a backhanded compliment. Then we got some Moda fabric. Moda fabric is finally starting to trickle in. And this is a fun little ombre that I thought would be really, it'd just make a nice addition.
So you don't really see much ombre here, with the exception of it's concentrated in the hearts there, and then they get
more spread out. Yeah.
But
on that one. But on this one, you can really see the ombre. And of course, there's some blingy hearts in there, a little bit of metallic, which is really pretty.
Nice.
Isn't that nice? Thank you. There's just a little bit of a stretch here, but we're making it work. And then purple, of course, which I think is just so pretty. So those are fun. Yeah, I wanted to bring all the fabric that's new over, but honestly, we don't have that kind of time. So we figured we'll just show you little bits and pieces every single week, and then you're going to have to come in and see it for yourself.
That's right.
And get some. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Stephanie. Let's see. Hey, Kim. Hey, Dory. All right, Ginger.
Everybody.
Party people. Yeah, well, because what are they doing? They're sitting at home, not working.
Waiting for the stores to.
Some of us got to work. That's right. We open at 10. Okay, back to the... Well, I'm almost out.
I'm right.
All it says is classes. So I just want to remind you guys that we've had so much going on. We did the Baby Lock Tech. We were pushing the embroidery event, which was fantastic. But we still have our regular classes going in. And I get emails from people pretty regularly about beginner sewing, or even kids, homeschool kids and things like that. So our calendar is pretty full. So first thing I'm going to say is make sure you sign up early. And we do say that all the time. But if you don't see something that is exactly what you're looking for, call us, because there's a good chance that one of the classes will fit what you're looking for, or that we can create something for you. Because that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and keep that in mind, because we are starting to plan, or I'm sure Tony already has. I know I'm still thinking, but we're starting to plan all the classes for the new year and what's going to be coming up in the new year. So
Tony's working on 2025 for sure.
Yes.
She's been doing that for a couple of weeks, months.
I'm sure. And so those are definitely things that, input for those would be great.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it's how we're going to keep going with the classes that have been getting signups, and we're going to keep doing that, but we're always looking for a new class. We did painting for a while. I still want to bring that back, by the way, Tony. It was fun.
Painting.
Yeah, it was a paint party, which was great. People were like, what does that have to do with sewing? Nothing. It's art. It's creative. It's, you know what I mean? It's
and you can always move that painting onto fabric. Make your own
other
fabric.
than the fact that we painted a sewing machine and then we painted quilt blocks. So technically we were able to tie it in.
That's right. That's important.
It is.
Mix up those creative juices.
Yep. Hey, good morning, Nina. Boy, October's going to be here fast.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think Nina's classes are sold out. Tony, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Let's see, clubs. Tony says clubs. Yeah, and then we have 7-ish clubs that we're going to keep that going. That's not going to stop, because it's such a great way to meet people and to get inspired and show and tells and challenge yourself.
Clubs are always fun.
Take a class that you don't think that you're ready for, but you push yourself.
Yeah. Okay. My turn.
Yes, ma'am. It is your turn. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I have a couple of things today. The first one is I happened to come across this as I was cleaning my sewing room, and it's called 5 Health Benefits of Sewing. The first one is to relieve stress. The meditative action of sewing encourages positivity and feelings of relaxation. I always feel that feeling of relaxation as I'm taking out seams and stuff like that. But
stress is so dangerous and so bad for you.
Yes, it is.
So I love that one.
Yeah, and I know that being in my sewing room and being able to think about what I'm making and work on different things is great for me for relaxing. This is my favorite one, and I tell people this all the time. Promotes brain growth. And the creative nature of sewing encourages the formation of brain cells. I always tell my students when they're struggling through something, I always tell them, when you're 95 and you can still think, you will be thanking me. So let's just remember that. New brain cells.
That's amazing. In fact, I promise I won't cut you off every single one of these, but we've had a handful of customers come in, and usually it's their husband or significant other. They come in and they say, I really need her to start sewing, or them to start sewing again, because they found and they noticed that if they were having memory issues, early stages of dementia, or even later stages, that sewing really keeps them sharp. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's important to have all sorts of different stimulus coming into your brain. Not just sewing, not just puzzles, not just watching TV, that all those different things feed into strengthening your brain cells and creating new ones. So more you can do that, the longer you're going to be able to think.
The bigger our brains are going to be.
That's right. And, with the way the medicine is today and healthcare is today, we live longer, and we want to live longer healthy and productive
and happy.
So that's a good thing. Happiness. Sewing increases dopamine in the brain, which makes us feel happy. And I think that's really true.
It's a big one.
Fights dementia, which we were just talking.
Oh, interesting.
Sewing keeps the mind clear, focused, and active, which can help prevent dementia as we age. Finally, it improves your hand-eye coordination, and sewing requires a certain type of attention to detail, and that encourages coordination, especially hand-eye. So those are the 5 health benefits of sewing.
I love that.
I thought that was really cool.
I want to get that blown up and hung somewhere, or no, better yet, let's embroider it out.
I was going to say, let's embroider it.
Somebody's got a fancy schmancy machine that they could probably embroider it out.
They probably could. And just to remind you, I'm not seeing any brilliance on the screen here. So,
oh yeah, Tony, do not let me forget the code word. I'll totally forget. Actually, everyone that's watching, I don't know why I'm looking down there. remind us at the end for Q&A. What's the code word? What's the code word?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'll totally forget.
Big.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know if Tony has one already, but I love that.
that's pretty cute. Should we bring him over here?
We have a visitor today.
This is our code word, bear, and I'm sure Christy can tell us why. But he's really cute. So if you're into making bears,
Is it a memory bear?
Memory bear.
Oh,
that's awesome.
that's
Or
sweet.
is there a class for this? No. But somebody here knows how to make them.
It's Labor Day. How fitting. That's great.
Very
Good morning, everybody. I love that.
Okay, so so recently in one of my classes, I had somebody who had a piece of fabric that frayed terribly. And no matter what we did or how we approached it, the fabric just frayed. And so it made me start thinking about what causes fabric to fray and what can you do. And, there are certain things I already did because of it, and I'd already suggested it, but they weren't working. So I started doing some research into fabric and why it frays and what happens and what you can do. So the bottom line is all fabric frays, no matter what kind it is. Cotton frays as well. And things that affect that are the looser the threads. If you have a real lightweight fabric that's loosely threaded, not as many threads per inch, that's going to fray more than a tighter weave. So like a batik will not fray in the same way that a lightweight cotton will. Other things that affect it are the threads that are used in actually making the fabric. The dyes that are used, some of the dyes are heavier than some of the lighter dyes. The different weight of the fabric itself, and friction. And out of all those things, the thing that we can control is friction. So every time you rub your hand across your fabric, every time you cut, every time you're touching the fabric, essentially, you're causing friction there. And that friction will cause fraying.
Not to interrupt you, does higher thread count, or just put it in layman's terms, better quality fabric fray less?
Yes.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily, I mean, the fabric that she was using in class came from your shop.
Okay.
It's not like,
so it was good quality.
It was a good quality.
Make sure
it was a beautiful fabric and perfect for what she was doing, except it frayed.
Yeah.
And it frayed more than others.
Well, I've seen some fray, and I just wasn't sure,
Mm-hmm.
if they bought something, one of the big box stores, is it
Yeah.
going to fray more or less? But this could be applied towards any across the board.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some of the things that are you want to take into consideration are cutting. So when you're cutting your fabric, you want to make sure you're using a sharp blade. Everything that is sharp that you're using on your fabric should be sharp. So if you are cutting with your rotary cutter and you're cutting straight across, but you're having to saw, I know how much we hate to get rid of our rotary blades, but it's time,
It's time.
Retire it to the paper cutting table or something else, but you need not to be cutting fabric with it anymore, because the sawing action on your fabric is definitely going to fray your fabric. And you can see that if you're doing that, when you pick up your fabric, you're going to see that it's
all the edges.
The edges are a mess. So that's one thing. So you want to cut precisely. You want to have a sharp blade. And, I know that drives me crazy. Maybe I'll hit my blade on something and I'll be cutting across and just one little thread doesn't cut. There's just one little space. And I hate that.
Every time.
And because to me, I know that means that I need to get rid of my rotary cutter, my blade. But, I hate to do that. So I understand that feeling.
Well, we talk about it. Don't skimp on certain things. Like, don't be, and somebody else used the word cheap, but I'm going to use it on needles. And don't buy cheap thread.
Yes.
We're not snobby over here, but don't cut corners on certain things. And when it's time to change your blade, change it.
Change it. That's right.
Totally.
Those blades can be used other ways. There are little thread cutters that are round like this, and you can put your blade in there and it will cut if you've chain stitched, you can just cut right along with that blade that's
Yeah.
in there. So that's one way of retiring it. If you do a lot of paper cutting, you can retire it to your paper cutting area. There's other things that you can do with those blades so that you don't have to get rid of them, but they shouldn't be used on fabric.
I'm sorry. And she says, get a good seam ripper and replace it once in a while.
Exactly. That's another good one. And even your pins, if you're using pins that are dull and you're having to push that pin through there, you need to get rid of that one because that's going to start breaking the threads and that's going to cause your fabric to fray. Another thing that is friction that you can control, that's friction and that you can control, is your pressing technique. So if you're pressing, if you're ironing, so the difference between ironing and pressing is ironing is you're going back and forth, you're kind of swishing your iron along. Whereas pressing is you're just putting your iron directly down and keeping it there for maybe a count of 5 and then going to the next section. So you want to press, not iron, because the ironing, once again, it pushes your fabric, it disrupts those threads and it makes those threads fray. My big thing for a long time has been starch. And I just think that starching your fabric makes a huge difference in whether it gives your fabric a little bit more foundation and a little bit more toughness, so it's not as likely to fray.
You're saying do use starch.
Do use starch, yes. If you like to pre-wash your fabric, or even if you're going to be storing your fabric for a long time, sometimes using one of those rotary cutters that pinks the edge is a good thing, especially if you're pre-washing, because pre-washing, I'm sure that those of you who are very into pre-washing know that when you take that fabric out, even if you put it in a little mesh bag, you've got a lot of frayed edges along there. So you want to if you either put a little stitching along the edge or use a pinking shears or a little pinking rotary cutter, those things will all help to keep the fraying down. And once you have your say you're getting ready, your quilt is done.
Do you want this camera?
Yes. Your quilt is done and you're ready to send it to the quilter or quilt it yourself. One of the things that you should check on are the threads inside. And so now, if the threads are light, and it doesn't really matter, you're not going to see them. But this particular quilt has a lot of dark fabrics on it. And those threads, once they're on the white, are going to be seen once it's quilted. So, and my quilter hates it when she gets a lot of dark threads on the white. And so one of the things that you can do is, as you trim,
this works because you can actually see it.
Oh, good. Good. I'm
Normally you're flying blind, I know.
Okay. So some of the things that you can do is, like, I'm not going to worry about any white threads that are here, but I am going to be concerned about the blue threads. And I'm over here, right? Okay. So like here's a blue thread. And you don't want to pull on that thread. Whenever you see a thread, if you pull on it, all that's going to do is create more fray. So what you want to do is you want to gently cut, and you want to cut in the direction of the grain. So you cut it off and take it away, and you can just cut along here. Now, I happen to know that this particular piece of fabric, this quilt was started with some blocks that were made years and years ago. Quilt back, and there's a little red or blue or black thread showing through your white, you'll wish you had. So,
That's a good point.
So that's it. The last thing is storing your quilt. Now,
And just in case, freight check. That's what it's called.
And
We sell it all the time. It's nice that somebody's. I don't think anybody's ever done a demo of it, so that's good.
so there's one demo. So the last thing is that in storing your quilt, when it's in this state, before it's been quilted, you don't want to quilt it. You don't want to store it.
Yes, Tony. Yes, it's just a paintbrush.
It's just a little paintbrush. You know, you can get them at Target or Walmart or whatever. So when you store it, you want to store it with the wrong sides together, because once again, it's the friction. And when you have those right sides out, that friction is more prevalent while you're moving it around and things like that. So at this point, you want to store your quilt inside out. I'm sorry, in wrong sides together, and so that you're seeing the outside.
So because our producer's not here, apparently I didn't click the right thing. So when you actually did the demo, you guys saw it, but I guess you lost sound. So what she was saying, see if I can summarize. You know, she dabbed a little bit of the freight check on a paintbrush and she went along the grain. Just
along the grain. So you're not pushing the threads up.
You're not, exactly. And that's the idea, is to keep it down. So that was the big takeaway from that's, I think that's the only time you lost sound.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure they heard it goes along the grain.
Exactly. And you want to
Sorry
use
about that, guys.
when you're trimming those threads, you want to use some, once again, sharp scissors, but make them small. So you're not having to deal with a big scissors that you're trying to, that will just cause more problems than it's worth.
It's called freight check. This is what I was saying we do carry in the store. And we've always had it. And what I said was, I don't think we've ever actually done a little demo on it. So it's great. And people buy this. So I know people are using it. Whether they're using it correctly, I don't know. So that's great that we were able to do that. Denise, I think that's what you were asking, is what was the product? Freight check.
Freight check.
And a paintbrush.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be an expensive paint trimming brush. The last thing, let's say you've made your quilt, you're trimming it up, getting it ready to go, and you look and you see that a seam has frayed more than you want it to, and it's left very little seam allowance, and you need to fix that. You can't let it go like that. So one of the things that you can do for that is just take a little tiny bit of interfacing, just a lightweight interfacing. I like to, if I can, turn my seam so that thinner part is actually hidden. But you take that interfacing, you just press a little bit of it right on top of that seam, so it holds that seam together. And then what you can do is, when you turn it over, mark where that is, so that you know when you're quilting it that you can actually cover that area and give it a little bit more strength.
Smart.
I think that's it.
It's like you've done this before. That's great. Okay, let's just make sure I did answer all the questions. I can see them on there too. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Rookie mistake over here. I forgot when you bring that camera on, sometimes it cuts the.
Oh, I see.
Let's see. I think I answered all of the questions. Please, ask them now if I didn't, if I missed it, because this is our Q&A time of the program. Let's see. All of these years, I fold my flimsies wrong side out to protect the right side from getting dirty.
I think that's the tendency. I think most people will do that. I know that everybody I work with will fold it inside out, which is what seems to make sense. And because you don't want this to get dirty, but the fraying is a problem. And to prevent the fraying, you do it the other way.
Char asked, use Steam-A-Seam?
Steam-A-Seam is too heavy.
I feel like that would be really thick. Yeah.
And Steam-A-Seam is double-sided, so you don't want a double-sided fusible.
Oh, right. And it is double-sided. So are you talking about just like an SF-101? Just like
Yeah.
I swear, SF-101. I have dreams about that stuff, because 9 out of 10 times if somebody's asking about some sort of interfacing, that's the answer.
That's what they want. In a quilt store, for sure.
Yeah. Becky, absolutely, we're open today. It's Labor Day. We got Labor Day sales. I don't know if they know that yet. But. If they had
You'll
tuned
let
into
them
the
know.
program, they would have found
That's
out.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so any other questions? By the way, good morning, Angelina. I hope you guys are all going to come and hang out with us at Quilt Fest. It's going to be awesome. Brenda says she likes woven fusible.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I like the woven fusible too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that everybody's going to find what they like.
Mm-hmm.
And we're never going to tell you, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
If it works, great.
Yeah. And sometimes, like the woven interfacing is probably a better choice because you're using a woven fabric and the woven interfacing is probably a good choice for that.
Right. Tony asks, what's the sale and code word for this week?
Oh.
Okay. So the sale, I mentioned it earlier, kind of an impromptu. Why not? It's Labor Day. We're here. Is 20% off of all patterns, panels, novelty fabric, and kids, baby, children fabric. I guess kids fabric.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Got it. And then the code word, you know what? Why not? Christy brought in that
a little bear.
How about bear? Code word is bear. B-E-A-R. You don't have to say it any certain way. It's just bear.
Just bear. Yeah, you don't have to imitate Josh. You can bring your own.
No, that's right.
You can be yourself.
I have a feeling maybe there's some people who don't know why we're talking about a code word because I've seen a handful of new names, which is great. Welcome. So anytime you come in to cut up and sew and you pay with cash, you get your name on a ticket and then your ticket goes into the cash pig and we do a drawing for a gift card. Mm-hmm. But if you say the super duper secret word bear this week, then you get 2 tickets.
That's right. Double
the chances to win. So, and the code word in theory changes every week if we don't forget to change it. So bear it is. Hi, Songbird Quilting Studio. I love that name.
Wow.
And Janice was our big winner. Finally, I don't think Janice ever won. So that's great. I'm super happy for you. That's awesome.
I always like to see those people who never win anything win.
Yeah. I don't know if she doesn't win anything. Maybe she's a lottery winner all the time. We don't know. But she doesn't win the cash bid. Yeah. All right. So no questions. We were that good.
We were
Joann.
Awesome.
Nobody has any questions. Oh, Bear's her nephew's name. Perfect. All right.
Remember.
Well, and I did drop the ball, but you guys are doing it anyway. So thank you for the shares and the hearts and the likes. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. And so when you share that, it helps.
Yeah.
We appreciate it tremendously. Come in and see the applaud. Let me do a quick recap. Happy Labor Day. Obviously, Labor Day sales. I am extending the embroidery machine sale for those that either didn't pull the trigger at the event or just couldn't come and are interested in an embroidery and an embroidery machine. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
That sentence was tough.
You're doing good.
Come in and we'll chat because I've got some crazy sale prices for those machines until Saturday. Quilt Fest, applaud, Radiance pre-order, Fabric's awesome classes. Have a great day. But yes, you were that good. Oh, fantastic.
Thank you.
All right. Tony said that.
Oh.
She has to say that.
She has to say that. She's the producer.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, I don't see any questions. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. You guys have an amazing week. Live to create.
Create something because it will improve your brain health.
You guys have an amazing day. Bye. See if I can hold it.